Who's coming into bed to read with me?
Me.
Me! Shy, come on, baby. Let's see, what day is today? Today is September 19th, 1990. Oh! 9. There we are. Well, that way you got it on the tape. If 20 years from now we listen to the tape and we wonder, when were we reading these books and when were you guys responding so cute? Well, we'll know. Okay, let's see. This is a library book. Mama took you to the library. I can't find the hairy man over there, Hunter. I looked for him, so if we can find that one, we'll record it too before we take these back.
I think I can see it.
This?
I see a little ladder right there.
All right, well, go get it real quick if you can find it.
Maybe.
Because you like that book. This one's called the Wingdingdilly. What's that, Cheyenne? Well, good, buddy. Should have just asked you in the beginning, shouldn't I? What is this? It's a lot of things, isn't it? It looks to me like it's a zebra and an elephant and a moose and a giraffe and a camel and a rhinoceros and everything. What do you think, Aunt? What is that? It's a Wingdingdilly. Yeah, it does have implement feet, doesn't it? Okay, well, this is the library book. Mommy took you to the library. I think it's overdue, so she's going to take you all back. But anyway, it starts off with Scamp the dog lying on the front porch. Look at this. Oh, does he look sad? A little bird flew down. The bird's even wondering what's wrong with the dog. He's an old farm dog, and he's been miserable for weeks. No one knew why. Not even his best friend, Orvie Jarvis, huh?
That's Cheyenne.
Orvie Jarvis is Cheyenne? I don't think so. Anyway, we'll wait here. And nobody could guess what the trouble might be. And poor Scamp, look at him. He's laying there on the porch, and he's so sad. Anyway, he was always usually up early, racing around the barnyard ahead of Orvie, waiting for the boy to finish his chores. But look at this. Here's Orvie, and Orvie is just walking down the road, ka-lump, 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 and Scamp's following along beside him, but he looks so sad. Now, what's this up here?
Chicken?
It's a chicken, but it's a rooster chicken, isn't it? What do roosters do?
Cuckoo.
That's right. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Well, now Scamp just moped on the porch until Orvie called him. Then he went along with the boy, walking along, going, oh, me. And Orvie said, Scamp, what makes you so sad? And he stopped, and he picked up the dog's face in his hands. Look at this. But Scamp's only reply was a dreary sigh. There was no way to tell Orvie that he was tired of being a dog. He didn't want to be a dog anymore.
Really?
He wanted to be a horse. Not just any horse, either. Scamp wanted to be a great horse, like Palomar, the great horse who lived in the farm just across the road. Back in those days, there were lots of buggies and wagons, so horses were very important, and Palomar was especially important. Look at this. Now we have a picture. We have a picture of Palomar, the horse. Yes, and all the people came to see him as he trots by. Look at that. Everybody admired Palomar. Scamp wanted to have people admiring him. What?
What's rich?
I don't know. Let's read the book. And so Scamp dreamed of being Palomar. Look at, he's even walking like the horse, isn't he? He's pretending he's a horse, isn't he? Yeah. And he's stepping along. Then one day Orvie saw him doing it. Look at this. And Orvie says, oh, Scamp. He said, what are you up to? You silly old dog. Who do you think you are, a horse? And look at this. Scamp went, oh. And so Scamp decided he would leave home. Nuts to this, he says. And so off he goes down the road. And he went into the woods. Ooh, look at this. These are dark woods. And the sun doesn't even come through. And he's going deeper and deeper into the woods until he comes to a place where he stops. And he's looking down into the water. Ooh, who lives up there in that house? A witch.
He's scared me.
I scared you? Okay. Anyway, look at Scamp stops on the rock. I scared you too? Well, you like to be scared. Anyway, he stopped on the rock and he's looking down into the water at his gloomy reflection. And he thought, oh, I wish I was a horse. And then he didn't know, though, that right behind him, in the house in the trees, was a little witch looking out the window. And so she came running down the stairs, and Scamp was on his feet already, trying to run away when the witch said, so... Yeah, she says, you want to be a horse, do you? And before she could say scat, she flew out the door. She said, well, old Zildy can turn you into a horse in a twinkling. And she went, Shoo! Well, maybe better yet, doggy, I'll turn you into a Wingdingdilly. What do you say? Now, Scamp just cocked his head to one side, and he thought for a few minutes, and he went, whoo! Good dog! So we'll get on with it, she said. And so the witch took a twig off the tree, and she went, and all of a sudden, out of Scamp's back, out shot a camel's hump. Ziggity-dwiggity, ziddly-zump. We'll start right here with a camel hump. And then the camel hump, scar-doodly-doo, with zebra stripes and a zebra tail, too. What happened?
Zebra leg.
Zebra legs and a zebra tail and a camel hump. What does Scamp think right now?
I don't know.
What do you think he thinks?
I don't know.
What would you think if you were Scamp?
Big. No. It's
Would you
big.
like it?
No.
Would you say, I don't want to be here?
No.
I wish that witch would go away?
I didn't go there.
Well, then she goes, and now for a necker snickety snoff with a squashy brown spot just like a giraffe. And and his neck shot way up in the air, a really long neck. And now she goes with her wand. Look at, she's kind of jumping in the air, going, she goes, carlumpity mumbo jumbo kapot. Here's the feet of an elephant. There's the elephant feet. So poor Scamp. Look at him. There's Scamp. His face is still there, but he's got a long giraffe neck. And he got a hump of a camel, elephant feet on his front, and giraffe feet on his back.
No, zebra.
Zebra? What did I say? Giraffe. I'm sorry. Zebra. Uh-oh, she's not done with him yet. Look at this. Zum zung, zackaroot, most anything goes, so how about a rhinoceros nose? Now elephant ears, clippity plop, and reindeer horns, zippity zop, out on top. Oh, poor Scamp. Look at this, is the only part of him that's left. He's got great big reindeer horns, he's got elephant ears, and a rhinoceros nose and horn. Oh, no. The sudden change had made him dizzy, and Scamp tottered unsteadily on his new set of legs. As he turned around, he looked in the pool of water, and what he saw... Oh, no! What does he think now?
You're going upstairs.
He staggered backwards. Nah, see what I mean, said the little witch. You're one whopping big surprise. Yeah, she said, now I'd better skedaddle. I'm going to make some cookies today. And Zilda scurried up the steps to the treehouse, leaving the Wingdingdilly wondering what to do. Oh, poor Scamp. Finally, he decided, I'd better go home. And just as he started off, the witch called out the window, take care that you don't step on my tulip bed with those big clumsy feet of yours. And in the shadows of the sycamores were rows of bright yellow flowers, and he headed back through the trees. He was careful to step on them. And making his way through the dense forest had been easy as a dog, but now it was almost impossible for a Wingdingdilly. It was a struggle even to step on the way out of the way of the antlers clutching on the tree limbs. Look at this. The rhino horns hooked the vines. The clumsy elephant feet stumbled over logs, and the camel hump. Oh, I just kept catching things. Oh, no. It was near sundown. That's poor Scamp. There's Scamp. The witch turned him into a Wingdingdilly. Oh, no. And as Scamp poked his head out through the trees, he surprised a pig and her piglets. The pig went in terror. She screamed in terror, went racing away as fast as she could go, running through the weeds. Oh, what a fright I must be, thought Scamp. I'm in no shape to be running around in plain sight, no telling what people might do. And then stretching his long giraffe neck, he raised his head for a view of the countryside. And as far as he could see, the fields were deserted. So were the roads. All the farmers had gone to dinner. So there was a good chance of getting home without being seen. So now he goes off down the road. What is Orvy going to think if he sees him?
What?
As he lumbered out into the open road, he found the going much easier. It was just a matter of keeping the long, striding camel legs from overriding the plodding elephant legs. And as he clumped along at a pretty good clip, when all of at once, yes, zebra legs. Why do I keep saying that?
It's a cat.
Long, striding camel legs. Well, the guy wrote it that way. He says the long, striding camel legs from overriding the plodding elephant legs. So I guess that they're camel legs with zebra stripes or something on them, supposedly. But anyway, Hunt, all of a sudden he hears Orville calling. And Orville's saying, "Here, Scamp! Scamp! Come here, boy!" Oh, no. If Orvy should come face to face with a Wingdingdilly, what would Orvy do, especially this time of day? And so Orvy kind of hid in the hayfield, and his back looks just like a bale of hay there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And there's Orvy calling, and Orvy's saying, "Where could he be?" Yeah, but Orvy finally goes home, and so the Wingdingdilly sneaks up to the front porch of Orvy's house, and he looks in and he sees Orvy. He said, "Orvy won't like me anymore when I look like this." Oh. So, anyway, Scamp laid down to wait until morning. He slept on the front porch. When all of a sudden, the next thing Scamp knew, it was morning, and Orvy was shouting, "Dad, Mom, come quick! Look, there's a thing! Look at that thing out there!" And the Wingdingdilly struggled to his feet, looking wildly about for the big thing, and then suddenly he remembered that he was the thing. And he stumbled backwards over the porch and out into the yard, and in one big leap, he went over the fence, and he ran away down the road. But there were other people on the road now. The cows went, and they ran as fast as they could go. The horse tried to climb a telephone pole. The guy fell out of his carriage. This guy fell down. They're all going, "Oh, no, what is that awful-looking Wingdingdilly?" And he runs down the road as fast as he can go. And he went back to the forest, to the swamp, hoping that he would find Zildy again. But Zildy was gone. She wasn't there. He didn't know that Zildy was on a train, going to visit her sister in Massachusetts. And there she is, sitting in the train, eating her cookies. But now all the men have been told that there's a Wingdingdilly loose in the forest. And the farmers get their guns and their pitchfork, and they're all saying, "We'll get the monster, don't you worry." And so all they do is they go off into the forest, going to get the awful Wingdingdilly. They're going to shoot him. Oh, no. But they watched the woods for a long time, and nothing came out. And by the time the news of the monster had spread all over the country, all the way to Central City...
It's on my feet.
Yeah, I see that about your feet. And finally, it spread to Claxton J. Pringle, the great showman. And so Claxton J. Pringle says, "Well, I got to go find this Wingdingdilly." And so he went... Here he comes. He's going to the forest. And he says, "We'll go get him." And they go into the forest. And look at all the men. One of them throws a rope over Scamp's antlers. Two of them grab him by the neck. Another man grabs his tail. These guys take ropes to tie up his feet. And this guy puts a big chain and a clamp on his elephant foot. Look at that. And they lock him up and tie him down and put him into a truck and take him off to the city. And so now, look at this. He's got bars around him. And so That night, the bewildered and beraggled super-duper hullabalooper was hustled down a ramp into the basement of Pringle's palace and left in a cage with the other living wonders of the world. There, that's a monkey. I mean, that's a donkey with no back feet, just front feet. There's a duck with 2 heads and a huge chicken. So that's where he remained, the most colossal, most stupendous and phenomenal creature of all the universe. Oh, no. And so here they came. And they locked him up and they put him on a pedestal, and people came from all over the country to see him. Yeah, I see. What is it? What's happened to Scamp? He's up there and all the people are going, yay, look at that. Ooh, isn't it horrible? It's the super-duper hullabalooper. Ugh, he scares me. And look at people are trying to grab pieces of his tail off. They're really being nasty. But when Zildy, the witch, goes back home, she sees the footprints by her house. Somebody's trampled my tulips, and I know who. All around the sycamores were the telltale elephant tracks, and the camel tracks, and the Wingdingdilly. Well, that's what it says here. He says, I'll get even, don't you worry, Wingdingdilly. I'll find you. And then Zildy shut her eyes to concentrate. Now, let me see. Oh, there you are. You're living in a palace, a highfalutin somebody, a celebrity, are you? Well, I'll fix that. And so she hopped up. Look at this. She hopped up, and Zildy was on the stump. And then aiming her umbrella in the exact direction of Central City, she went whammy, kazammy, skirdoo, skidoff, zigazum, zap, zatu, peroff. And way back in Central City,
Doggy.
what happened?
Doggy.
Well, how? What happened?
I don't know. It's a doggy.
Well, Zilda turned the Wingdingdilly back into Scamp, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And what do the people down here say? No, it's just a hoax. We've been hornswoggled. It's not a Wingdingdilly. It's only
Dog.
a dog. That's no good. Yeah, yuck. And so here he comes. Here's Mr. Pringle, the wild promoter. He grabs Scamp and he throws him out the door. He says, out, 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 and the devil take you. And he threw him out the door. And so, with one bounce, Scamp was on his feet and ran down the street, dodging in and out of the traffic. Now he was free. He says he was going to go back to the country and find Orvy. And so he ran down the road. And by the time he got to the farmhouse, it was getting to be dark. Look at this. See, it's the moon's coming up. And there's Orvy's house. Oh, I'm lucky to be a dog, he said. I'm so happy to be a dog. I don't want to ever be anything but a dog. Even a great horse like Palomar might get lost in the big city. But Scamp, he was running down the road. There he comes. And look! What's happening?
Shy, shy.
Ah, look at it! Scamp runs out, and Orvy leaps off the porch shouting, oh, Scamp, Scamp, it's old Scamper. Scamp's come home. In a wild, rough-and-tumble greeting, the boy and the dog went sprawling in the grass. Scamp, you old... Oh, Scamp, you old rascal, cried Orvy. Where have you been? Where have you been all this time? Woof, woof, replied Scamp, which was as much as a dog could tell him. And, of course, Orvy would never guess where Scamp had been. Not in a zillion years. Okay, now this is getting to be pretty long. That was pretty long, but let's read I'm Coming to Get You. What's this?
I'm coming to get you.
You know this book very well, don't you? Look at this monster is tearing through the cover of the front of the book. And he says, I'm coming to get you.
That's Shy.
Oh, no. This is the one about Hunter, because this guy's coming to see Hunter.
Not Shy Shy.
No, is it Shy Shy he's coming to see? Is he coming to get you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It says, deep in another galaxy, a spaceship rushed forward. Gonna get me? Oh, I'll protect you. It was racing towards a tiny, peaceful planet. And look at this. Here it comes. I've got my pillow, sweetie. Here it is. The monster landed on the planet in his spaceship, and he jumped out, and he said, "Ha, ha, ha! I'm coming to get you," he howled. Yeah, he landed on that planet. And the monster crushed all the gentle banana people. Look at this. And he smashed their statues, and he tossed their books out into space. The high sea of banana people being squished.
It's broken.
That's right. And it chewed up the mountains.
It's drinking water.
Yes, and he's drinking up the oceans. And he had the jellyfish for dessert.
It's eating.
I know.
Daddy, look at those fishes.
He is really a yucky monster.
Look at the fishes.
I know, they're jellyfishes. And the monster's eating them. He's eating up the whole planet. Look at this. And when he finally... Yep, well, he makes the planet down into an apple core, doesn't he? He gobbled up the whole planet except for the middle, which was too hot, and the ends, which were too cold. And look at his stomach is all full.
Look, a monster.
The monster's eating everything up.
Monster.
Yep. And look at, here's all the...
Apples.
Look at this. These are all the planets that he ate up. They're floating out there in space. Still hungry.
Apples.
Still hungry. The monster flew off in his spaceship, nibbling small stars along the way. He had seen a pretty blue planet. Daddy can talk tonight. A pretty blue planet way off in there. It's called Earth. Uh-oh. That's where we live. And then he turned in his television set in his spaceship. Look at this. He goes, turns it on, and all of a sudden, he tunes in to Cheyenne Sutphen on the radar. Look at that. There she is on the TV screen in his spaceship. And he says, "I'm coming to get you, Cheyenne." Oh, no. That's right. Well, now look.
That's Daddy.
Yep, here's Daddy, and he's reading to Cheyenne and Hunter. He's reading him a book called Boo. And he's reading, and here's the fire burning by the fireplace. And here's all the cats and the mouse and the teddy bears and the stuff. It's bedtime. They're listening to a story all about scary monsters, but the spaceship was nearing Earth. And the monster found out.
I'm going to stop house.
Yes, she's coming to Malibu because the monster found out where you lived. Uh-oh. Here he comes. And so it comes down to Malibu. Here it comes out of the sky. And it circled Malibu looking for the right house. And then...
Toilet?
Yes, Cheyenne looking into the toilet to make sure there's no monsters there. And she's checking every stair step. And she's going to make sure everything's okay before she goes to bed. And then she climbs into her bed when right outside the window she hears... Okay, you make the noise. That's good, Shy. You did it. Okay, good girl. Climb back under the covers, sweet potato. Okay, so Cheyenne...
Dog, Dada.
I know. I see the dog. He's got wheels on him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's Cheyenne in her room reading a book. When outside by the barn in the backyard, the monster was hiding, waiting for dawn to come, waiting for daytime. And he said,
Daddy.
what did he say?
That's Daddy
No,
monster.
what is a monster, Daddy? Yes, well, what did the monster say? He'd say, "I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you." And so, in the morning when it was daytime, and Cheyenne walked out the door, all of a sudden, with a terrible roar, the monster jumped out with a club in his hand and went But the monster, look at her Cheyenne's shoes. The monster's only this big. The monster can't hurt Cheyenne. He's only as big as a bug. That's a monster.
That's a little monster.
I know, that's the point. The monster is so little he can't hurt you. There's how big you are. There's your feet. And your shoes. You're so big, that monster can't hurt you. No. No, it's just like a little bug.
These stars.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
What are you doing, Hunter? Putting your people into a snowmobile or a jetmobile? Yep. What would you do if that monster did land in our backyard?
There's nothing here.
Oh, should we look out the window and see? There's no such. No, we're not going to read anymore now. It's getting very late. It's already 10 o'clock. Daddy went way too long tonight. We played with blocks on the floor. Yeah, we'll read this one tomorrow. We played with blocks tonight and everything. That took a long time. Huh? Oh, I know. You like the hairy man. Wiley and the hairy man. I guess what we'll have to do is we'll have to call this our scary tape, won't we? Because it's got the Wingdingdilly and the witch. It's got I'm Coming to Get You. And on the other side of this tape, we'll put Wiley and the hairy man. What do you think of that monster coming to get you, Cheyenne? What do you think of that? Okay, time for night-night, you two.
I don't want to go night-night.
You never want to go night-night.
I want out of bed. I'm hungry.
Oh, Hunter. You little puka.
I'm hungry.
Well, why didn't we eat any dinner, I wonder? Huh? Yeah, I'm coming. Here we go. Up. What kind of tape do you want to hear tonight?
Ninja Turtle songs.
Ninja Turtle songs?
Ninja Turtle.
Okay. What kind of a tape do you want to hear, Cheyenne? Do you want to hear Winnie the Pooh?
Shredder! Just then, Mr. Thompson's girlfriend Tiffany, the turtle hater,